Welcome to Hockey Wiz Talks podcast. Today I preview the 2021 Stanley Cup Finals. In this podcast, I talk about how each team got to the Stanley Cup Finals and preview the Stanley Cup Finals matchup. How the teams got to the Stanley Cup Finals. The Montreal Canadiens were long shots to reach the Stanley Cup Finals, but they made the finals thanks to the stellar play of Carey Price. Down 3-1 in the series against the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Canadiens rallied to win the series in 7 games, thanks to Carey Price standing on his head. Then in the next round, Montreal went on to sweep the Winnipeg Jets, partly due to the Mark Scheifele suspension, as well as stellar teamwork from Montreal. After losing Game 1 against the Vegas Golden Knights, the Habs outplayed the Golden Knights for the majority of the series and won the series in 6 games on an Artturi Lehkonen game-winning goal. The Tampa Bay Lightning were favorites to win the Stanley Cup since the beginning of the year because they are the defending Stanley Cup champions and have played as such. The Lightning cruised to the third round of the playoffs after defeating the Florida Panthers in 6 games in the first round and the Carolina Hurricanes in 5 games in the second round. The Lightning were pushed to a Game 7 by the Islanders before managing to defeat them in a Game 7 1-0 to advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. And now a word from my sponsor. Check out my scouting blog at hockeywiz777scouting.com. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at hockeywiz777. The Stanley Cup Finals is between the Tampa Bay Lightning and Montreal Canadiens. Key forwards for the Tampa Bay Lightning: Nikita Kutrov, Steven Stamkos, Braden Point, Andre Palat, Yanni Gourde, Alex Killorn, Blake Coleman, Anthony Cirelli, Tyler Johnson, and Barclay Goodrow. Key defensemen: Victor Hedman, Mikhail Sergachev, Ryan McDonagh, Eric Cernak, and David Savard. Key forwards for Montreal: Nick Suzuki, Tyler Toffoli, Brendan Gallagher, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Josh Anderson, Cole Caulfield, Philip Deneau, and Artturi Lehkonen. Key defensemen: Shea Weber, Jeff Petrie, Joel Edmundson, and Ben Sherratt. X Factors: Patrick Maroon for Tampa Bay, and the X Factors for Montreal is the Joel Armia, Eric Stahl, and Corey Perry line. The goalie matchup is Andrei Vasilevskiy for Tampa Bay against Carey Price for Montreal. The Montreal Canadiens facing the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup Finals is like David versus Goliath. You have the major underdogs in the Montreal Canadiens going up against the defending Stanley Cup champions in the Tampa Bay Lightning. If Montreal can win the Stanley Cup, it will put an exclamation mark on the Stanley Cup run. On the other hand, if Tampa Bay wins the Stanley Cup, they can establish themselves as a legit dynasty. So a lot is at stake here. Nikita Kutrov is the leading point scorer in the playoffs with 27 points in 18 games, which makes him a Conn Smythe favorite. Braden Point has been equally as impressive, leading the league with 14 goals, including a 9-game goal-scoring streak in the playoffs. Steven Stamkos has been relatively quiet 5-on-5, but he has been lethal on the power play, scoring 11 of his 17 points on the man advantage. Tampa Bay obviously has the superstar talent, but Montreal has proven that they are able to beat teams with superstar talent, so this is no cakewalk. The third line of Tampa Bay has been a thorn on the side of every team they go up against because the Yanni Gourde line with Blake Coleman and Barclay Goodrow plays physical, has speed, and are relentless with their puck pursuit. The line that gets lost in the shuffle is the Tyler Johnson line with Patrick Maroon and Ross Colton. This line has played better as the playoffs has gone on and will be really important in the series against Montreal, as Montreal's fourth line has been completely dominant, so Tampa Bay's fourth line will have to match their production. Tampa's third and fourth line is going to be really important in this series against Montreal because the Canadiens get production from all 4 lines, so likewise, Tampa will need scoring from all 4 of their lines. Victor Hedman has been quietly very productive this postseason, putting up 16 points and logging over 24 minutes of ice time a game. Hedman should be matched up against Nick Suzuki, who is centering Cole Caulfield and Tyler Toffoli. Ryan McDonagh, David Savard, and Mikhail Sergachev are all logging major minutes. They will have their hands full dealing with Montreal's relentless forecheck. Eric Cernak is going to have to play a key role in this series against Montreal. He missed 2 games in the last series against the Islanders, but returned for Game 7. He will likely be paired with Ryan McDonagh and will very likely be matched up against one of the top lines for Montreal. Cernak brings a physical presence that was missed for Tampa Bay, and he will need to use that physical presence against Montreal. Andrei Vasilevskiy has been solid this postseason, but there are times that he has been kind of shaky. If the Lightning want to win the Stanley Cup, he will need to elevate his play to match Carey Price. Montreal has been getting scoring from every forward line, and that is important come playoff time because it allows the coach to roll 4 lines and keep fresh legs on the ice. 2 players in particular that have emerged as impact players for the Canadiens are Cole Caulfield and Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Both had slow starts to the playoffs, but have elevated their level of play as the playoffs have gone on. The Canadiens will need both of these players to play like stars if they want to beat the Lightning. The Philip Deneau line has been great since the beginning of the playoffs and have been successful at shutting down opponents' top lines, including Toronto's Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, Winnipeg's top line, as well as Vegas' top line with Mark Stone and Max Pacioretty. Deneau might face his toughest challenge yet, being matched up against Brayden Point and Nikita Kutrov, as Kutrov and Point are the league's leading goal and point scorers in the playoffs. The Eric Staal line with Joel Armia and Corey Perry has been huge in the playoffs for Montreal, coming up with big-time goals time and time again. This line might give Tampa Bay some trouble down low in the D zone with their size and the way they move the puck below the goal line. Josh Anderson and Brendan Gallagher are a pain to play against for opposing D-men. They will definitely be creating havoc in front of Andrei Vasilevskiy, and the defensemen have to move him from the vision of Andrei Vasilevskiy. Montreal's defense has been solid, but it hasn't been stellar. There have been some breakdowns every now and then, but fortunately for them, they have yet to face a team that has been able to capitalize on those chances, mostly due to the unflappable Carey Price in goal. The Habs primarily rely on their top 4 defensemen, Shea Weber, Jeff Petrie, Ben Sherratt, and Joel Edmondson. They did a solid job this postseason of keeping play to the outside and letting Carey Price do the rest. The defense will struggle in this series, handling the forecheck and the high skill level of Tampa Bay. Fortunately for them, Carey Price is in net, so they more than likely will get bailed out. Carey Price should win the Conn Smythe Trophy because he really has been the difference in all the series he's played in and has been the backbone of the team. Perhaps Carey Price is trying to do what Patrick Waugh did in 1993 and single-handedly carry the Canadiens to a Stanley Cup. Check out my hockey blog at hockeywithtalkshockey.blogspot.com. As great as this Cinderella run has been for the Montreal Canadiens, they have yet to face a team that is quite like the Tampa Bay Lightning, and for that reason, I think the Tampa Bay Lightning will repeat as champions by defeating the Montreal Canadiens in 6 games. It will be interesting to see how the Stanley Cup Finals plays out.